First, let me clarify. Mamata Banerjee has lived a life of struggle for 30 years. She has not ever pursued a chair, and nor is she desperate to become the Prime Minister of India.
That's what...
Not at all. Please let me clarify it here and now. That's not the issue. I think in the first 12 minutes of what we heard on leadership is, I think, with all due respect to the two seniors here, Mr. Prasad and Mr. Singhvi of the Congress, politicians today have forgotten the art of listening. From the time we've started this debate on leadership, it's about tu, me, what you did, what I did, what you did, what I did. And this has become the situation a lot in the media today, because when we talk about leadership, we are focused to two leaders of two parties. My submission is that for the last 15 years, India has seen coalition governments, and there's a very good chance that in the next 15 years, we will also see coalition governments. So the two gentlemen representing these two parties, Mr. Singhvi did a very smart thing in a debate. Don't get personal, talk about shusha and leadership. Like Drucker, like everyone else. You know, it's all very well talking about reading all those soft skills books, but our judgment of leaders today is, how do you connect with the people? What is your track record of connecting with the people? I'm not in the habit of asking quiz questions, but I must ask one quiz question. Since independence, how many senior Congress leaders have left the Congress party and survived? P. Chidambaram started a new party, was swallowed up later by the Congress. A gentleman whose name I shall not take, left the Congress party. No, I will not.
Take it.
And now he is the highest constitutional post in the country. He started a new party, got subsumed. Even a gentleman in Maharashtra, let me just finish this one point, since I haven't spoken for the first 1 minute. Even the gentleman in Maharashtra, the strongman there, or the former strongman, still runs a coalition government. There is only one person in independence who has left the Congress party and run a government and knocked the communists out after 30 years. Give the lady credit where it's due. Give the lady credit where it's due. This is not a debate about who shall be the next Prime Minister. The next Prime Minister will be decided by those parties who together reach 273. Now it looks like to be, if you look at the media time and the print column centimeters, it looks like to be a two-horse race, but as it so often happens, the third horse comes and wins. My submission today is young India, and India is looking for three things. They are looking for a credible alternative to weed out corruption. 2, they abhor dynastic politics. And 3, they are looking for new ideas which will bring a whole lot of things under price rise. And I want to submit one more thing.
Mr. O'Brien, when you were a quizmaster,
let me just finish.
You would listen to the buzzer.
I'll listen to the buzzer, but I'd always give the students a little 5 seconds extra.
You're not a student.
And the last thing is, if these are the 3 aspirations of young India, the way it will pan out in May, the Congress is not the answer to the BJP. The BJP is not the answer to the Congress. That is my submission.
Okay, Derek O'Brien, any counters? Well spoken. Any counters to Derek O'Brien, please? Abhishek Manu Singhvi as a counter. A fact check?
Yeah, well, kind of factual correction. The Congress being the oldest party, 125 years, you can probably ascribe a large part of the political spectrum from left to right to ex-congressmen. Mr. Derek O'Brien is completely wrong in elevating Ms. Mamata Banerjee as the only surviving politician outside of the Congress.
I said one thing.
I can take you many names.
Mr. Singhvi, let me make my point.
Can I make my point?
Let me make my point, since you said it's a factual correction. What did I say which was factually wrong?
Yes.
Tell me.
You didn't give the example of Mr. Pawar. You didn't give the example of Mr. Sangma.
I gave the example of Mr. Pawar. I gave the example.
In fact, the difference is...
Let me finish. Since you said Pawar and Sangma...
Your point is that Ms. Mamata Banerjee is the only person. She's not.
Let me finish.
And Ms. Mamata Banerjee has been in alliance with both me and Mr. Shankar.
Mr. Singhvi, let me tell you, factually, you may disagree with other stuff I said, but factually, the two people. Mr. Pawar runs a government in Maharashtra in coalition with the Congress, so he's still attached to the Congress.
Yes, that's
and Mr. Sangma That's my point. Mamata Banerjee doesn't need the Congress. We are fighting alone. Listen to it. Don't try alliance.
You're wrong.
Why?
Your point was that the only person surviving having left the Congress is Mamata Banerjee.
You missed my point.
Now let me complete. You spoke. Let me make my interjection.
You're a very good lawyer and I'm a very bad lawyer.
Let me forget lawyering. Let's go to facts.
This is the
Sharad
fact.
Pawar
Mr. Singhvi, let me finish. Mr. Singhvi, here's the fact.
You ever consider the possibility you may need his support or he may need your support?
Can I make the point? You can rebut it then.
They need life support.
Derek,
not my support.
Can I make the point?
They need life support.
Can I make the point? Number one.
Mr. Pawar runs a coalition with you in Maharashtra. Mr. Sangma is RIP. And
so
I say that with all respect.
One.
But Mamata Banerjee is running an independent government. That's all I said.
It's all very good to call your boss the great survivor.
No, give me the fact.
Let him complete now. No, Derek, let him make his point.
Fact check.
No, one second. You can't do a fact check on your own.
You have full right to praise your boss to the skies. Look, again you are interrupting me. Please.
I haven't said a word.
Please.
Body language only.
I'm only correcting you that Miss Mamata Banerjee is not the only such person.
Give me one
Mr.
more.
Pawar, Mr. Sangma and many more, both they are in coalition with us. And Miss Mamata Banerjee has been in coalition with both us
so
and with
Dr. Singhvi, what you are saying today,
for long
what you are saying is
in
that
government, holding cabinet posts.
So what you are saying today is that for people to be successful in politics, they must quit the Congress party.
No. Well, certainly. Almost all political careers of notable success have started from the Congress.
Okay,
and
a fourth speaker.
There.
Any other interjections for Derek O'Brien?
I just had a question to ask you.
Yes.
Who are you asking the question?
You.
Me?
Yes. I just wanted to ask, I didn't get my 2.5 minutes to actually present my views on leadership and the formation of
No, we'll come back to you. We'll come back
He's
to you.
taken 4.5
I think you
minutes
took the
because
time. One second.
my time is
No
well
questions.
interjecting.
No questions.
No, Mr. Singhvi,
He
that's
gets
why I was so quiet for the first 10 minutes.
Well, our fourth speaker on the issue of leadership is Ravi Shankar Prasad of the BJP.
Well, India is a very big country. And the Prime Minister of India or person claiming to be the Prime Minister must be the real leader of India. A leader with credibility, a leader with authority, and a leader who can command allegiance. He should not be like a CEO taking direction from the two members of the board residing at 10 Janpath. Unfortunately, what has happened is, you cannot have a Prime Minister for 10 years who looks the other way when India's international image is being dented, when there is inflation, when there is stinking corruption, when you are presiding over a government which is the most corrupt since independence. It is in this context that we are talking about leadership. And therefore, here is a case when Narendra Modi emerges, a person born in want, who is never at all cagey about openly admitting that my mother used to wash the clothes of my neighbors. She educated me. Who is never shy of admitting, I used to sell tea on the tea stall of my father. From there he grows, becomes the chief minister, not once but thrice. Gives a record of governance, of integrity, of leadership, repeatedly polled the most popular leader in India. That is where, in sharp contrast to the way Abhishek's party have governed India, people are yearning for a change, for my party and for Narendra Modi. That is the basic issue of 2014. And therefore, I would like to say only one thing. One is a born leader who becomes popular. Jawaharlal Nehru became the Prime Minister. Atal Bihari Vajpayee became the Prime Minister. Then you have leaders like Lal Bahadur Shastri, who became the Prime Minister, grew, is still rated today. Like Indira Gandhi, who became popular. One, you have leaders who were like CEOs of India, who are not willing to speak even a word when everything was... Come on, Abhishek. RTI was passed, yet Colgate files were lost. When as the Prime Minister, he was looking after the coal department. You have a scam after a scam. You had 2G right under his nose. Ministers were looting the country. Therefore, I'm only saying India deserves better. Indians deserve better. And the only answer is Narendra Modi having popular support and the BJP.
Okay, interjections 1, 2, and 3. Okay, Abhishek Manu Singhvi.
It needs to be a rebuttal as well. Interjection and rebuttal.
Interjection and rebuttal. Go ahead.
First,
You did not say about rebuttal. I could have rebutted him then itself.
Okay, we have
Why the double standard?
You did about corruption and all that.
I asked
a
questions.
question and interjection
Okay,
allowed
number
rebuttals
one,
later. We have a
number
lot
one.
of time in this debate.
Mr.
Only interjection.
Ravi Shankar Prasad is already...
For 2 more months in government, he must be
Mr.
recognized.
Ravi Shankar Prasad...
All right, granted.
Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad has already anointed Mr. Modi the Prime Minister. This is the cardinal mistake which people like Mr. Pramod Mahajan and other people in his party made Mr. Vajpayee
I'm sorry,
do in 2004.
they will select Modi.
2004.
I will not.
India shining.
I never said that.
BJP is coming back.
The people of
Nobody
India will
else.
do that.
This is presumptuousn's.
No.
Don't be presumptuous with the
I'm
electorate.
sorry.
What is your question?
Can I
And I would have to say here,
Can I come?
we don't lunge into Rag Darbari, that a young man is not going to become the leader, yet there is a Rag Darbari
Let's
going
see.
on in the party.
No.
Come on, become the leader.
find out.
And he's shying away from becoming the leader.
Now, we'll find that out.
Which young man are you talking about?
Whom you interviewed very recently. Who is elected to become.
Abhishek Singhvi, ask your question.
I find the same presumptuousness as prevailed in 2004 and
What's
we all
your
know
question?
the results.
Question.
But my question is threefold.
Yeah.
One is the leadership issue which is being raised again and again. This very debate is flawed unless you realize that there is no leadership in the classic presidential sense. This country remains a parliamentary democracy. You elect regional people, you elect people in your constituency who then elect the leader. There is no such self-appointed leader as they would like Mr. Modi to be. Secondly, your party announced the demise of this government, I remember in September 2004, on this old cliched dual system of power. Unfortunately, for 10 years, you have all these achievements, you have both the systems of power working in harmony. Very rarely does it happen that there is no difference, there is no collision. And in fact, the party is strong and the Prime Minister is strong. And the Prime Minister said on day one, the mandate was for Mrs. Gandhi. Mrs. Gandhi said on day one openly, I don't want to accept the mandate. Now, this is something the BJP is not able to digest. If you look up the papers, September 04.
What's your question?
December 0. My question is that
Now
this whole debate...
Years. It is
What's your question?
This whole debate,
Talk about 2014.
this whole debate is nothing but each BJP person falling over himself to anoint in an absolutely starry-eyed system, autocratic, completely one-sided, one man. This whole messiah for the country is one man. That's fortunately not the Indian system.
Then if that is the case, then why are there...
one man,
if that is
the remote
case,
control of that one man,
if that is the case, if you don't need a leader...
lies in Nagpur. That remote control is
Okay, I
forgotten.
think you're making
That
a
remote
statement
control
and not a
that
question.
lies in the
Therefore, I will...
RSS.
Mr. Singhvi, it doesn't matter.
Only questions to
There
Ravi
are
Shankar Prasad.
No, I just want to
Questions only to
clarify,
Ravi
since he's
Shankar.
on the subject of remote control, one lies in Nagpur, one lies in Delhi. What, I mean, that...
Where do you want it?
Wherever.
Kolkata.
No.
your
I'll
place, it lies in our
I'll
hand
tell you where we
everywhere.
want it. I'll tell you where we want it. We want it in a system of operative federalism. I won't discuss it now. But my question to Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad is, since we all saw what happened in that kindergarten interview, I mean, Mr. Singhvi even can't defend it. But
Who's in kindergarten?
the kindergarten interview. It's the kindergarten interview.
Which one?
Sorry?
Which?
The one where you were only playing a side part. You were only playing a supporting role. For once, you were only playing a supporting role. But let's give credit where it's due. At least he came for the kindergarten interview.
Sir, your leader hasn't given me an interview for a long
my
time.
question is, where is Mr. Narendra Modi of the BJP ever sat down and given an interview?
What's the relevance to the leadership?
Because he has to answer some questions.
No, he did sit down and he walked out when the difficult questions
My
came.
question is, there are lots of
came.
issues which the nation
question?
wants to know about.
What's your question to Ravi Shankar?
My question, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, is who gave me the impression in his opening remarks that the gentleman concerned has expressed his views on a variety of subjects. So my question is, why doesn't the gentleman sit down at a 90-minute interview and talk to a stimulus rather than delivering a monologue?
After that.
All right.
That's my question.
First of all, I never
It's not a criticism, it's a clarification.
All right.
But don't believe me.
All right. First of all, let me clarify, Abhishek Manu Singhvi. When we talk of leader, our leader is not elected or selected or chosen in a dynasty at 10 Janpat. Okay? We have got a proper system whereby the party elected him as a leader. There were other leaders as well. But I never said that he has become the Prime Minister. I have only said he has the credentials to become the leader of India, and I'm quite sure the people are going to choose him whenever elections takes place. That's how I say it, because the people are the masters. Secondly, by the way, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, I'm sorry, I would like to remind you, you talked about a lot the MPs electing the leader. Was Rajiv Gandhi elected by MPs when he was?
Of course he was. Of course he was.
Please listen to me.